What's the deal, YouTube? We're back with the weekly Xbox Beast Fire. We're here. You know what I mean? Monday. We missed 2 Mondays in a row, but I think we did it Tuesday last week. But anyway, we're here with the weekly podcast. Right off the bat, some of the PS4 Pro reviews are in. Some are good, some are bad. Me personally, I had some hands-on time with it Saturday. My cousin got one, from the mom and pop store. And again, to me, it looked pretty good. You know what I mean? It's a difference between the vanilla and the pro. You know what I mean? Maybe you may need the I don't know how it would look in 4K. I mean, in the 1080p TV, but it's definitely a difference in TV, man. But what I guess I didn't see the GameSpot review or IGN. What did they say? Was it good, bad? I hear some people love it, some people hate it.
Well, IGN was basically saying, it's kind of the consensus through all of them, that it does offer a benefit over the original PS4, but it's not that huge.
Yeah, and it's up to the devs to push it.
Yeah, they were noticing more differences, like on a 1080p image that was super sampled down. They were noticing that, the textures looked like a sharper image. There was better aliasing in it. It looked sharper downscaled. They said that most of the games won't be reaching 4K that get used to the checkerboard method. And they said it's just like it's an increase, but it's not overly huge. And Digital Foundry went and said that the PSVR actually sees a huge benefit from it. And I've actually seen some pictures, and the PSVR seems to benefit quite big from this. And more so than the 4K TV, in my opinion.
Yeah, they also said they were like, if you own a PS4 right now, you might want to, think about it.
Yeah.
The updates. I mean, the upgrades really. I mean, just wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Till the games get built from the ground up for it.
Well, if you want to know the exact benefits, me and D literally just got into talking about this over on my channel. After you check this video out, check our video out. We go into a lot of detail about developers talking about the benefits or really the negatives of checkerboarding, the time constraints, the money, things like that versus a native presentation. We really go into the specifics, and overall, it is kind of a mixed bag right now with reviews. Surprisingly, some of these outlets didn't ride the sack quite as hard as I thought they might, right?
I thought Sony could do no wrong. Like, what is the love affair over? Are they taking that dick out? Like, what's going on?
It looks like one of them cat penises. It's got them barbs. Takes a while to get out, So. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot.
They're enjoying their Xbox One S's, man. Honestly,
no, they know Scorpio's coming. They got one fucking foot out the door. So what's happening? Next gen fighting skunks. Where the fuck are you?
What do you think about it, Reaper?
I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's like,
I don't care.
Save money.
I don't care. I mean, you still got some people that still believe in that 8.5 teraflops concept. So I'm waiting for the stupidity to get off the area.
Well, that got killed today by Digital Foundry. Digital Foundry basically said, listen, the games are going to be mostly 30 frames per second. They're going to be mostly upscaled from either 1440p or they're going to use the checkerboard method like an 1880p. But they said don't expect a lot of native 4K games on this. They were explicit in that.
In the first place, they're too far gone. There's no fixing it, right? So obviously there are a lot of intelligent Sony fans out there that knew from the beginning that wasn't the case. So you wouldn't need to checkerboard your way to 4K. It wouldn't be necessary, even on games that aren't super demanding like COD Infinite Warfare. So yeah, they knew that, and anyone who still thinks that, I don't know, crack babies maybe. They're too far gone. So.
Would you buy the Pro just to play the rehashed titles in that actual mode though?
Definitely. No, definitely not. But for me, I'm actually going to benefit from it because Uncharted, I do have Uncharted. I do have The Last of Us First Light. I have Infamous. Infamous, I cleared it. But Infamous First Light and Uncharted 4, believe it or not, I haven't cleared those games. I just, played them just to see how they are. Maybe got to a level or two, and I went back to like my Xbox. So now I actually have a reason to play those games. So I will enjoy those games. I personally am getting a PS4 Pro, not for 4K, because I have a very capable gaming PC, and I do 4K 60 frames per second gaming on it now. So I don't need a Pro for that. The reason for my Pro is for my PSVR, to get the higher graphic fidelity and to get a better image, better AA.
If there was a percentage, how much would you say it improves the graphic fidelity
on the PSVR?
Yeah, with the Pro.
Well, apparently it's doubling the resolution on these games. You're also getting better textures, you're getting better AA, and you're getting better like geometry, like like
And it
bushes
depends
and
on
all
what
that
mode you
shit.
pick as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's in not only that, but we just got done talking about how so far they're misusing the power they have. They're going up to near 1800p and up checkerboarding up to 4K, and that's a complete misuse of that 4.2 T flops where they could be running shit at 1080, super anti-aliased with ultra settings at 60 FPS. But instead, they're not doing that, and I'm not sure why.
They want to focus on 4K
Well, yeah, they just want to say we got some 4K shit too,
But they have to do that though because they know that Scorpio is coming out next year, and the narrative is going to be all 4K HDR, 4K 60 frames per second. So they're trying to damage control their own system by saying all these things, so that the fanboys will believe it.
Do you think it makes Sony look the better company by putting more games in HDR compared to Microsoft's?
Yeah, I was just saying that. Like, what's the deal with that? Microsoft came out first and announced, the HDR.
They're doing true HDR though. That's the difference. If you look at what people are saying with HDR on PS4, as Dee was saying in my video, it's called Black Crush, where the blacks are just way too dark. The blacks are way too dark. Yeah, and the colors are off. The textures get washed out. It's not. There's a reason Microsoft didn't do it over the base X1. They could have patched it in over HDMI 1.4 as well. They didn't, and they did it for a reason, because you need 2.0 to get real native HDR. They did it the right way, and it shows.
Yeah, definitely. Like I
PS4 titles with HDR, if that answers your question, because it's not real. Actually, it's half-assed.
No, I had a wonderful conversation on Twitter with Porter Rock. Shout out to Porter Rock about this entire conversation about how PlayStation has more HDR games and Halo 5 still doesn't have HDR, and I'm like, but why would I want to play a rehashed game in HDR when I want more?
Well, what he doesn't understand is that it's not true HDR in the 16 billion plus color depth field that you can get on Xbox One S. You cannot do that over 1.4. You cannot. It's impossible.
Let me get this out right now. The reason why this HDR patch thing, they're getting all these games rehashing in HD. They're trying to mind fuck us. They're trying to keep our mind off that there's no game built from the ground up with using the technology.
They're trying to occupy the consumer with their product. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
So, I mean, like I said, some people might want to revisit it. I mean, I sure the fuck don't, but I mean, some people do.
I mean, you visited on the PS3, you visited on PS Now you visit on PS4, now you visit on PS4 Pro.
It's like that uncle that come over when you pull up to the drive, you're like,
the weird one. It always tries to feed you carrots.
Well, I do think on the PS4 Pro that it should be able to do HDR reproduction properly, because it does have the proper HDMI 2.0. And what a lot of people don't realize is that the HDMI 2.0 port, it also has a chip with it. It has a silicone chip that reads the metadata that will reproduce the HDR accurately. And what's happening with HDMI 1.4, they don't need the full bandwidth because they're not using 4K, but they still need to be able to read the metadata. And because they don't have the new HDR chip in there to read the metadata, they're trying to interpret it, and it looks really horrible on the original PS4. And like I said in Dealer's video, I've been playing with HDR for like the last 3 or so years before people even knew what it was. I was watching videos on it, so I know what it's supposed to look like with a wider color gamut within Rec 2020, not Rec 709, and with the proper nits and the proper luminance that it's supposed to have.
We could give them these facts all day, but they're already saying we're damage controlling, and it blows my fucking mind out the back of my skull. Seriously, because you can literally go type this in and it will pop up, you fuck face. So go do it.
Okay.
I'm getting the comments on my videos that, I just played The Last of Us in HDR and it sucks on PS4. So, it's there for you to find out for yourself.
First of all, there's a reason why you need HDMI 2.0. You need the bandwidth of 18 gigabytes per second. HDMI 1.4 does not have that bandwidth. Now, they're not using it for 4K, so it's 1080p, but they still need that proper chip to read it. They're trying to fake it. I'm telling you because I have seen proper.
They're trying to mind blue fuck us is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I have seen proper HDR. The PS4, the original version, is not doing a good job at the HDR. HDR should not be darker than the standard standard dynamic range video game of it. It should not be. Everything should look brighter. The darker details should appear more. You should not be having crushed. They're not doing it properly. End of story. Now the PS4 Pro has HDMI 2.0. It has a new chip on it. It should be able to, and I expect it to do HDR much, much better than the original PS4, and it should do it correctly.
Well,
I think a lot of people know that too.
I will say this: just looking from the average consumer, the casual, and not even looking from it like being a like the digital foundry, with the I mean, like I said today, I buy these high-end TVs, but here's my thing: as long as it looks better than what I had before, I'm fine with that. And I got to say again, for what I saw, he was playing Call of Duty, he was playing Titanfall 2, and we played NBA 2K17 together. And it's a big difference to me, like comparing the two, you know what I mean? Or, Now, I don't know, again, how it will look like on a plain 1080p set if you don't have, all the bells and whistles. Would it be worth for you upgrading? But I definitely saw an improvement. And, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I don't even have a PS4 anymore. I traded my standard one in while they were still giving $200 for them. You know what I mean? So
smart move.
Yeah. So, but I'm a God of War fanboy, but it looked good. You know what I mean? It looked good. You know what I mean?
And bro, this is what we're saying, man. This is what we're saying, and this is no matter how nice we are towards this fucking thing, it doesn't matter because me and D will literally sit there and say, "Hey, this is gonna blow your fucking mind. Like if you only play it on console, it's gonna be the best looking games you've ever seen until next year. Definitely. Go for it, be excited, but it is not enough. It
is not enough, and eventually you're gonna go down.
Oh man, and you know what?
Sure.
I mean, I guess comparing that, I will say this. I'll put it like this then. What I saw, I was pleased. So I can imagine what games are going to look like on the Scorpio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And which I was maybe like I said, by Sony not wanting to split the user base, I would like to see a game built from the ground up to take advantage of that system's hardware. You understand? So in both of that, the Pro and the Scorpio. You know what I mean? So it's like the gift and the curse. But if and again, compared to what we have now. Like maybe side, I guess we see maybe on the side-by-side comparisons on Digital Foundry. It's there's a difference though. Comparing the side by side, you can definitely tell.
They did do a comparison today with a high quality video feed on Digital Foundry of the PS4 Pro version of Rise of the Tomb Raider and the native 4K version of PC. And I will say it did look close. It did look good. But you could see that the PC version retained a lot more detail, and it was just sharper. It was just a sharper image. It wasn't as soft. It just had more details.
Texture quality was better on the PC because they have the RAM to support high resolution textures, unlike PS4 Pro. Yeah, so that's why I noticed some people in the Tomb Raider trailer for PS4 Pro where they lied and said it was running at 4K. Of course, they were asking, okay, no mention of textures, and that's what I said. Well, PS4 Pro only has 512 megabytes more of available RAM for games. That extra DDR3 is for software like Netflix and things. So no, you don't have enough RAM for exponentially higher resolution textures. So that's why you're not going to notice a huge difference there.
And the reason why some of the media is not so impressed, like Digital Foundry and like IGNs and whatnot, and like I don't have it, so I can't voice my opinion. But the reason why
I didn't know you work for IGN, so I didn't know you were an
IGN. is because they've seen 4K on the PC. So now when you see 4K on the PC and then you see the PS4 Pro attempting to do 4K from a lower upscale checkerboard method, it's not going to look as impressive. It's just not.
No, but it is good though that developers are figuring out, or at least some of them are figuring out about 60 FPS modes. Hopefully that is a universal thing on Scorpio. If there's anything Microsoft can take away from the reviews right now of PS4 Pro, is the complaints about not 60 FPS modes across every game. Which
what Microsoft
power to do
that. This sometimes like I brought this up on BGST, and like sometimes I think throwing them behind sleep at the wheel. Because again, and the same thing I said about Nintendo. Now, just I guess we are what you call the hardcore. We're the day one buyers of of these consoles or whatever. Within the first 2 years or first year or a launch, we go out and get these consoles. But it's the casuals, that's where the money is at. The casual, not really the hardcore. It's the casuals. you have people that can't afford to own quote unquote multiple consoles. You understand what I mean? So so people like they try to get the pros are going to be big. What Microsoft needs to do now, or they should have made a little bit. I don't give a fuck. They come out there and show some tech demos or what games are going to look like on the Scorpio. Something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They keep we understand it's going to be more powerful.
Show us what we're paying for and why we should hold out for the Pro.
Yeah, I agree.
This is what they're doing right now. You know what I mean? Like to me, like I said, that's a no-brainer. If they go out there and show Shanghai, what's that shit? They showed the E3 2013.
Shanghai Heist, yes.
Show that shit again. Show that right in 4K. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pull out a Wonder Book, the tech demo, something. You know what I mean?
Just show some shit like Sony did the PS4 reveal. Yeah. We still haven't seen games even close to that.
Yeah.
Give us a 30-minute sizzle reel, or you know what I mean? The advantages are compared, and you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Because again, your biggest competitor, don't get me wrong, you're gaining ground, you're gaining some momentum, and now the Xbox brand is not getting as much hate as it was. You know what I mean? It's okay. Before that wasn't a cool system to have. You know what I mean? And but again, you're still fighting the uphill battle. You gotta look at this in November. The Xbox One S is going to be going up against 3 SKUs. You still got the standard PS4, you got the PS4 Slim, and you got the PS4 Pro. That's they're going up against 3 fucking SKUs. So again, there are some people maybe still be sitting on the fence, like should I wait for that shit to get the Pro? So cause they didn't go to Gamescom, so it was rumored that they was going to have a Xbox event or something, or I don't know what the hell happened with that. But even if they just had this little Windows thing there, they could have gave a 10-minute segment and talked about the Scorpio. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it sometimes, man. You know what I mean?
Not just talk about it. You're right. They need to show something, because if gamers could see what this system is going to be capable of doing, not everybody's going to hold off. Some gamers are just impatient. But at least, I would say, at least a 25 to 30% of the gamers would hold off and say, you know what? Wow, I'm going to wait it out, not waste my money. I'm going to wait till next year. And as far as the SKUs, I think Xbox One S will forevermore sell out the PS4 Slim. I don't think the PS4 Slim will ever outsell the Xbox One S. The PS4 Pro, let's see.
Yeah. It's something a lot of people are worried about, real quick, because I'm seeing it in the comments, is parity between multiplayers. And what they mean by that, because you know how shit gets out of control on here. So when they're talking about parity, they're talking about frame rate, right? And if you really think about it, most of the games you play right now, the biggest games, are all already 60 FPS. They didn't mention resolution or graphics. All that stuff can be ramped up on the Scorpio. But the frame rate has to be similar on the multiplayer side, according to them, right? The single player, they haven't touched on that or mentioned that has to be the same. So just keep that in mind. Call of Duty, Battlefield, all that shit, it's already 60 frames. So you don't got to worry about parity there.
So I think that's a mistake, though. Sorry, I've always never liked them saying that. Yeah. And here's why. Listen. If anybody out there is listening that has any control over that, options are a great thing. You know what? Have a 30 frames per second option. Have a 60 frames per second option. If I want to play with my buddies that have an original Xbox One, then okay, I'm gonna choose the 30 frames per second server. If I want to play with my other friends that have the Xbox Scorpio, then I have the option to play with them at 60. Don't limit gamers. You don't want to segregate them. I get it, but give gamers choice. You're not going to segregate because you know what? I have the option to play 30 frames per second.
What they're going to do is you're going to see games like Destiny 2, I guarantee it, 60 FPS multiplayer. And they're just going to have to compromise on the lowest hardware. And so just because Destiny 1 was 30 FPS doesn't mean 2 is. Everything's going to move towards 60 because they know people are pissed about this. And plus, it's just the way it should be. So that's one way they're going to try to correct that.
I don't see, it was, I guess, it's crazy how everyone's conditioned now to accept these new consoles. I was like I had like cerebral palsy out there when I was talking about this. And you know what I mean? Like I had fucking 3 eyeballs. And
you and me both, man. We were both pushing the shit so hard, and people were fucking.
But even with the multiplayer thing, it's not a big deal on PC. Not everyone has the same rig on PC. You know what I mean? So, what you want to get this one? People act like this game like they're getting paid professionally for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people do get paid professionally, but but this one doesn't have an advantage. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I love gaming, but it's just not that goddamn serious. Not everybody that plays a racer has a steering wheel. Not everyone plays a fighter has a fight stick. You know what I mean? So, you just buy what you can afford. You know what I mean? Like,
And the Nintendo people got fucking green pipes in their house.
Yeah, Jesus, you talk about some dedicated people, man. Nintendo fuck you every direction. You still hanging on?
Well, hey, some people just loyal, man.
I mean,
yeah, well, fucking cult members are loyal too.
I personally say live long and green. That's what I say.
Emerald Boys.
But I guess moving right along, some other news came out. Came back out today or whatever. But I guess we've been heard about it after the launch of, well, not the launch, the initial reveal of the PlayStation 4 Pro, and there was questions about, Sony, could developers charge for making older games or enhancing older games, whatever the case may be. So it was a big public backlash on NeoGAF and Twitter, and so they said, no, we're not, we're not going to allow it. We devs can't do it. So today, I don't know, they just updated the thing again on their blog site. They're saying that they're not going to charge for first-party titles, which is, Uncharted, the Infamous, and all that stuff. But if third parties want to charge, they can. You know what I mean?
What do you think about that? What do you think about if there's a game that released a year and a half ago for PS4, and they're like, "Hey, we've stopped development on this. That we haven't touched the fucking code in a year. Maybe if everyone wants to chip in $5, maybe we'll sell this patch for $5 and open this up and use the manpower." What do you don't support that anyway?
I say no. I say no. Why? Because according to Mark Cerny, it said it's little to no effort to.
Yeah, they do have 1 to 2 people on most of those titles. They're checkerboarding and proing, right? The pro experience version of the games. 1 to 2 people doing that.
They are using x86.
I will not be angry if they start charging for patches. I'll be perfectly fine if they're 59 cents. Anything more than that,
there are some games, like I was playing Batman Arkham Knight. I was like, "Fuck, this has to be the best looking Unreal Engine 3 game in the world." Running on the Xbox One, it just looks phenomenal. I was like, "Fuck, if they wanted to reopen this code and charge me $2-3 for a patch, because it does take time." I get it, right? It's take an inch, take a mile type thing.
A badge. Listen. Do PC gamers pay for patches? Why the fuck do we have to pay for patches?
No, but they got all that optimization and all those textures and all those functionalities from the beginning.
Again, they're already making these games in X.
I get it. Like, I don't agree with it, but I really love to have The Witcher 3 take advantage of this.
I guess it comes down if the studio has time for. But again, I think this is something that all gamers need to lock our arms together and sing Kumbaya. But look at it like this, right? I'm gonna give you this example. It's a win-win. I'm gonna tell you from both sides of the spectrum. When there was rumored that Red Dead Redemption was going to come backwards compatible to the Xbox One, that shot up to the top 10 on Amazon, right? Sales or whatever for the week.
It does spike sales. You're right. Yes.
And look at myself today. Not today, but I went out and bought Shadow of Mordor. I already have it, beat it on the Xbox One just to see what it looked like when the PS4 Pro. I went and got it for the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? So again, like that's going away because again, according to Sony, it's little to no effort to make a game take advantage of the PS4 Pro.
And it really is a massive selling point. Like if they announced, like I covered before, Tomb Raider for Scorpio, for instance. Hey, bro, I would buy that shit right now. I would download it right now.
I bought this shit up in the summer when no one still believed me. And I was on my weirdo shit, right? And I said that, it would be, amazing if Microsoft were to go back and patch some of their older games like Ride. I would like to see Ride Center Run in 4K or Sunset Overdrive or some, that's already a colorful looking goddamn game. You know what I mean? Like, that would make people go back and, maybe skip that game just to have something. How, prime example, it's like this: when you get a new console, you buy every goddamn thing. You would buy shit, what you normally wouldn't buy just to have something on the show, showcase the console. You know what I mean? So if Microsoft was smart, I did put out something today. I saw that, all of their games, whatever, they're going to use Universal UDP. And what's the article right here? And it was going to be 4K 60. Somebody posted it in Bang Bang today. You know what I mean? With PC textures and stuff. Well, what is the article at? But anyway, but I was saying, like, that's a great selling point. You know what I mean? And no matter how tempting that may be, I don't think we should open that Pandora's box, man. You know what I mean?
You're right. That's something too that a lot of people don't consider. It is a selling point, man. I would go back and buy older titles if they said Scorpio will fucking blow this game out. I would download this shit right now.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just like.
I'm just hoping Microsoft have partnerships with big, huge AAA games like Arkham Knight, The Witcher. We know Fallout's doing it already.
You know next holiday season, bro. Not to cut you off. You know what they need next holiday season? If they can't, well, we're gonna talk about the duty. They say sales are down by 50%, but Star Wars Battlefront is coming out next holiday season.
Yep.
If Microsoft can get, because again, a game like I don't know if they probably do a themed console at launch, but like that's total crap, and that's what I'm saying. Never bet against black. When EA had that the deal with Star Wars Battlefront, even though Halo and all that, well, they didn't win that moment for Halo. But I was telling you, got people that are fans of this iconic franchise, and they're not really gamers, will go out just to have that console because it has Darth Vader face on the front of it. So, you know what I mean? That Microsoft really needs to lock down a major, third party next year. You know what I mean?
I think they're gonna show off Crackdown with it.
Well, that's the first one. I'm talking about, again, multi-class rule. They need one of the big guns. I don't. Destiny, the new Destiny is going to be out next year.
And it's
I say Star Wars, man, because if we're following the track record, EA kind of is taking the crown of first-person shooters. Because if you look at last year's Battlefront, yeah, it was kind of weak on content.
Oh yeah,
I gotta say that. But the game overall, like the way it played, like the way it looked, it was wow. It was like real life, man. Straight up, that was like a beautiful looking game. As is Battlefield 1. So next year's Star Wars game by them, I know it's gonna be phenomenal too. They should get the license for that.
I got a question.
I don't know. I don't know if I would buy it unless it actually has a campaign this time around. Because just multiplayer just didn't keep.
It's gonna have a campaign for sure because that was everyone's major gripe on it, and I'm sure they're not retards. So,
hey D, so do you think the Xbox Scorpio will go back to having an external brick with the Scorpio?
No, because they got the Surface team on it, and the Surface team is designing it, and the Surface team, everything is sleek, everything is minimal.
Yeah, and they've already bragged about no power brick so much with the S. Like they're not.
Yeah, I'm just
gonna go backwards.
As long as my console working and doesn't overheat, my brick is behind my goddamn TV. You know what I mean? Like as long as the console work, no red ring of death, I don't give. You know what I mean?
That shit's a fire alarm.
As long as it works.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you guys. Any of you guys balls deep in Battlefield 1 right now?
Yeah, I am.
What level? 15. What level is everybody?
Oh, I don't even know what level. Oh, you're talking about the multiplayer?
Yeah, I think I'm low.
I'm not balls deep in the multiplayer yet, but I'm probably like 12.
I mean, this extends to the chat as well because I'm really curious. I don't know if I'm alone here. I'm about level 30, and I feel like the game is technically damn near flawless when it comes to how well it's taking advantage of the hardware it's on, but that game too feels light on content. Is it just me? I mean, there are 4 guns in each class. And it scope, this one has better hip fire, and this one has less recoil, and 9 multiplayer maps. Is it just me, or I mean, maybe it is, but I just feel like it's missing something. There's no real customization, and I don't know. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I think they were just more focused on giving you that immersive gameplay than anything else. Because I mean,
immersive, yeah. If you kind of sniper bullet blowing your fucking dick off from a mile away,
I mean, people got Capri Suns tied to their dick. I understand that.
Sniper Field. That's why I call it Sniper Field 1. And
I am a sniper.
So
actually, I love sniping on that.
In that game. They had sniping down in BF4, and for some reason they made it just idiot proof in this game. I don't know what the deal is. So
well, they made it like hardline sniper. Actually, this was why I like it. But I no longer play the game. But I'm probably like level 9 or something weird crap.
I mean,
like
I felt like when I play what's up, operations mode, I think it's called.
Yeah, operations.
I mean, man, I swear, bro, I almost dozed off 20 times trying to play that shit. I mean, the matches last. I was like, hey, my homie asked me, he's like, hey man, you awake? I was like, oh shit. He's like, what happened? He was running into that wall nonstop. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, somebody said they'll release more weapons for money. Yes, they will in the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be
that's unfortunate because they know that weapons are really limited in the game. It sucks because there were definitely many more weapons in real life World War One than there.
But when I played Dealer, have you played a TDM or Domination, the smaller maps?
Yeah, Domination. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
what the hell's TDM?
Team Deathmatch.
Team
Deathmatch. Listen here, you a big white boy. You tell me some TDM. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
hey, Mr. Luke Gage, man, you better come out that damn hole.
Big Luke. You played any TDM?
Operations is interesting. At the end, he's like, if only the Chechens would have made the Brits some pancakes, they wouldn't have a little story, right? So that's very cool.
But like,
that.
the operations, I think that's the most. I mean, it is the funnest game mode to me, but it lasts a long time.
Yeah, and it takes place over several maps. Anyway, off the BF1 and shit. I was just curious. You know, I've got a lot of time in it.
Well, moving right along, they say they call it with T20 balls. We just said that that
who's playing the fucking flute?
Somebody got a crack daddy.
Hey man, there's a clown outside, bro. I'll be right back.
According to Machinima, I saw a video titled the Call of Duty is down 50% in the UK. I did not watch it yet, but I do know that it is down because there was tons of like other things around it.
I just hollered at Brooke. I mean, MVP Magazine. He said his GOAT ate his copy, so I don't know.
I mean, the game. I already beat the game. I'm on COD 4 right now, but you know, it's just like the game was a classic sacrifice story. But what I love so much is people are saying it copied Halo, which is kind of amusing to me. The atmospheric concepts, the weapons, the ships, you name it, there's a copycat for
every fucking
Halo.
game copies every game.
I mean, but you know, I personally compared it to AW because in AW they were beginning the space warfare. Now you take Infinity Warfare and you match that by plus 60 years, and you're already in space. You know.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question, Reaper. So they got 3 developers developing Call of Duty, right? 3 different studios, right?
Yeah, and this is Infinity Ward.
Yes, Infinity Ward. So the next one is what? Sledgehammer?
Sledgehammer, yeah. Okay,
now do you feel like it's just they're doing too much with the series? Like they don't need all these developers working on this title?
I mean, I like the story. The multiplayer is trash, but I'm not gonna.
Do you feel like since the original team from Infinity Ward went over to Respawn, that some of the creative minds left, and that's why they haven't really been popping as far as Infinity Ward's version of Call of Duty?
I mean, it definitely doesn't feel like the old school Call of Duty because it's not boots on the ground, and that's what everybody asked for. And I like everybody's been asking for a boots on the ground Call of Duty, and we have not received one yet. But then again, I'm not a COD.
That's what you're gonna see.
I'm not a COD head to the point where I care. So, but if they gave us a boots on the ground Call of Duty, then everybody would be happy. But instead, they want to go the whole space route, and it's gonna make people even madder not buy it.
I think they already knew they were kind of in trouble once they released the remastered version of 4, just because they knew
that has a really good population of people playing it. Though you can get into a match in less than 5 seconds. Less than 5 seconds, you can get into a match. So it has a decent following on the remastered version, but the Infinity Ward, I didn't even touch the multiplayer. I just beat the story and I was done.
Hey, let's talk about Infinity. Let's talk about this. The people on PC, how they get split between multiplayer.
Yeah, that's retarded, man.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
It looks like they separated them. So Activision separated Windows 10 users from Steam users, so they can't play each other in multiplayer. The Xbox,
that's dumb as
Windows,
hell.
Yeah, if you buy it from the Windows Store, you got to play it against other Windows Store users, and it's not something that Microsoft did. This is Activision.
No, Activision, yeah, and the PC player base for COD is probably way lower than consoles. So why would they even do that? That makes no
exponentially
sense.
Lower. Jesus Christ! Dude, here in the next, I guarantee you, the next title or two, it's going to be a hard reboot like BF1, right? So they're going to slow shit down. You're going to stop bouncing off fucking walls. No robots. Like they need to just do something different.
They need to change They need to get rid of that outdated Quake 2006.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna, Charlie, can you pass me my musket? They're gonna go back to that.
They need to, like there was one in development. It was a third-person COD game that was like a World War type game. It was slower paced. It was more realistic.
All right.
They take a year off.
Activision, I swear to fucking God, we've touched on this over and over, but they just suck so bad. They have nothing.
But you also have Activision behind Destiny 2, right? That and Bungie.
Yeah.
Well, Bungie makes it, not Activision. Yeah. Well, but Activision publishes it, like EA.
Activision are just relying on Activision Blizzard for their money for the most part, and Call of Duty, and the rest of their stuff's garbage. Fucking show and movie tie-in stuff that's just they did not apply themselves, and I feel like they're not really passionate about games. They're passionate about the money games can bring them, and I feel like they just need to reset and do
how do you guys feel about Gears of War as of October 16th only sold 600,000 global?
Oh wait, where you get this from? VG charts?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. It's from VG charts. It is VG charts. I saw it.
It's been leaked. It's over 2 million.
It's over 2 million now.
Is that just physical?
It's a global but it was dated on the 16th of October, so it was
okay. Is that just physical on VG charts, or is
that's physical?
Yeah, I'm not worried about that shit. Even if it were
fucking VG charts, cut his motherfucking mic off. That's it. Loose booty reaper. Cut his mic off.
Worst case scenario, that number is accurate, and I still don't care because I know I bought it digitally. Every single person I know.
Yeah, most Xbox users bought that because you got a free copy of the Windows 10 version, right? And the Windows 10 version was excellent. So
yeah, I think either Kevin Dent or Z, one of them, somebody maybe from Microsoft or whatever. It's over 2 million already. First week sales was over 2 million. I don't know what Halo did the first week, but Gears, nigga, that's like nothing to like. That's a lot of goddamn games. And a game like Gears is gonna have legs. Is gonna sell.
Yeah.
Well, by the end of
especially like Black Friday, by the end of the month, it's gonna be charting.
By the end of last November, Halo 5 sold 3 million. So it wasn't.
I don't know. They didn't give us a number. They just said over 400 million. They didn't give us a number.
Black Friday is gonna the sales are gonna shoot just because.
Later on that Frank O'Connor motherfucker, he said it sold 5 million combined. It was 1.8 physical, 1.8 physical, and 3.8 digital, and that was 18 million Xbox Ones out there at the time.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
He said on NeoGAF, that's right. He's like sprinkles over there or something.
That was the following year. Well, I think March or something.
It wasn't either way, it was still. It just shows you the ratio of digital, and that was back then. And I've embraced digital exponentially more in the last several months, so I can only imagine more and more people doing digital.
And a lot of people are doing digital that would never do digital before.
Yeah,
and it's forward compatible with Scorpio. Gears of War has a Scorpio patch that's been confirmed, so that's another reason why I downloaded Forza Horizon 3 and Gears. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna play this in a year too when it gets upgraded. So. There you go.
Yeah, I got Gears. I forgot. I haven't even played. Jesus Christ!
Oh my god!
I gotta play it. Yeah, I need a partner.
By the time you get on Gears, man, Gears of War 8 will be out.
Listen, man.
You gotta play that pig.
All right.
Got all these hot grannies over here, man. I'm doing a podcast every 6 fucking hours. Jesus, it's like the hardest working man.
One chapter a day, keep the haters away.
Oh man. So what else we got? We did the Call of Duty. We did the patches. We did. I'm reading the article here from CNET. CNET slammed the PS4 Pro. Jesus.
Yeah, I saw that. They took a dump on it on camera.
Really? What they say?
They said, the PS4 Pro outputs a 4K and HDR compatible signal and promise better visual as well as increased frame rates for compatible games. The console includes a the bad out of the gate. We didn't notice a drastic overall difference in quality when comparing standard and pro games side by side. Specific information. They said it's not a big difference. I mean, again, my cousin has a great television. You know what I mean, and he has the KS 9800. But I can see the difference. I don't know what the hell, man. It was,
That's all right. I like the reviews, man. They're definitely
Horizon Zero Dawn. Was that built from the ground up for the PS4 Pro? It wasn't, right? Just it's checkerboarded and all that.
Well, there are no games going to be built from the ground up for it. Remember? I mean, they've already said that it's going to be working for the PS4, and they're just going to enhance it with a Pro.
Okay, all right.
And so I'm reading now. Now I'm surprised we've seen the big pushback from people saying it's not that big of a deal. Like, I don't know. Do you think the thing is going to bomb, or you think it's going to do well?
It'll do well, at least initially.
The Pro should just take over the Slim spot, man. It makes more sense. Just phase out.
That's the reason they got rid of the optical audio fucking jack, because like fuck, you want to use your Triton, so your expensive ass headphones, you got to get the Pro. Optical audio is back.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and that's kind of productive from Sony. Maybe they should just phase out the Slim, but because again, it's only $400. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I guess, they still have that consumer out there. I gotta take myself out of the equation that just barely making ends meet, and they got a 1080i television. Hey, I don't need 4K. I ain't got that. This will be fine with me. They doing the PS4 standard for like $250 with 2 games or something on Amazon. They trying to get those awful. I guess it's gonna be interesting this Black Friday. You're gonna see the crazy deals from Microsoft. They're gonna drop the S down probably about $250 or $260 or something with 2 games. Already doing it with 2 games now. Battlefield.
Maybe I'll get a 6 Xbox S. Maybe I'll have.
Come on, Lockjaw.
Lockjaw. Well,
I have 3 Xbox Ones in my house, and 2 of them are S's. So it's like maybe I'll get a 3rd Xbox One S just to be funny.
I mean, you got one in the bathroom, one in your room. I mean, where's that?
No, the white one is in my living room, which is where I'm sitting right now, and it's only attached. It's attached to a 4K television, but it's not HDR. I was having this argument earlier, and then my Gears of War S is in my bedroom on my 55 1080p TV, and then my Halo 5 Xbox One is in my other room attached to a 1080p TV. So I don't have.
So you teleport to each room during the day, or how's that work?
When I'm awake, 12 hours a day is in my living room. When I'm asleep, 12 hours is in the bedroom. So no matter, unless I'm at work, which is normally Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, my tag is always sitting online.
Congratulations, the only person that's about to get a 6 Xbox attached to a generator on the go.
In the comment section, Jason Hernandez, shout out to you. He said sweaty balls is bugging.
I don't know, man. You might have to give one of them away for charity, man.
I might give away when I get the Scorpio, because that's when I'm gonna get the HDR TV. Is when I get the Scorpio. Yeah. But then I don't know what I'm gonna do with 4.
Just stack them all up on top of each other. It'd be the Xbox.
Do a giveaway on your channel, man.
I might give away one to my friend that's moving downstairs in about 4 days.
That is great news.
But I gotta say, shout out to the comment section. Does anybody understand that if you press the invite to party, it invites people to parties? Because I have a friend that didn't know that, and he pressed that button, and then a guy joined, and then he didn't know the guy was going to join it once he pressed that button.
You were friends with some weird ass motherfuckers.
Hey, yo,
you telling me I hit this invite button and it invites motherfuckers to my party?
Lockjaws and squirters, man. That's his homies.
Hey, yo, all the people hanging well is trannies and grannies, man.
Lady boys.
He's never had Xbox. He's never had Xbox Live before. So I'm like, you're kidding me, right? And
help them out. You should have gave
sounds like somebody that needs to be on Sony platform. Now
I forgot. Shit. PSN. I know who's forgetting something. So Sony, D, take it over, D.
Oh yeah. So okay. So we have this YouTuber DanQ8000. He YouTubes PlayStation stuff. So he had his account hacked maybe about a week ago. He saw some fraudulent charges on there, about $145. Long story short, he calls Sony up the next day trying to, get this all resolved. And he also calls PayPal. PayPal says, no problem. Yeah, we see that your account was hacked. We'll give you back the money. Sony had to go through a whole procedure of finding his original PlayStation 3, getting the serial number for it, then verifying his account, that it was his account. Then they unlocked his account. A week later, he went to go check some VC points for 2K17, and he realized that he could not get into his account. So he went to log on it from the computer, and it was banned. So he called them, said, hey, what the fuck is going on? Why is my account banned? And they said, well, in a nutshell, it's a long story. There's a video in my channel. You guys can see more of it. But the long story short, they basically wanted him to pay the $145 that he got refunded from PayPal to his account in order to get access to his account back. And he basically had to pay it to get his account back. So they held his account ransom, even though they admitted that his account was hacked to PayPal. Like, this is some fucking bullshit.
You went around us to get your money back, you asshole. Yeah.
And not only did he have to pay that $145 back through PSN cards, it wasn't applied to his account that he could purchase something in the future. It was to pay for the money that he requested back that the hacker stole. That's some bullshit, man.
Yeah, we understand you've been hacked, but we still want our $145.
This isn't the first time that I reported on this like a year ago or so, where a guy, something similar happened. but it was like $500. And he went to Sony and they wouldn't do it. So he went to his bank and he got his money back through his bank. And Sony, say what?
Yeah, that was in the UK. Yeah, I'm listening to you. Yeah, you got
it. And Sony's like, well, you got your money back. You went around us and got your money back. So we're deactivating your account and all the games you ever licensed and downloaded, you're fucked out. You're gone. They're gone. You're done. Yep. You know, so yeah, fucking garbage.
That shit was on the BBC over there, man. That in itself is just crazy as hell, man. And like all console shit put aside, Xbox, PlayStation, it's as a consumer. Like I spoke about this yesterday on BGST, and when Sony with the hack, the initial hack was it 2010 or whatever, because my son is a pony, so I have a little card, a little debit card. Well, I keep about $300 or whatever. You know what I mean? Just for those little transactions, whatever when he's in school. You know what I mean? So that I was getting a lot of 99-cent charges for like FIFA or game I don't even own, you know what I mean? And it wasn't nothing major, something that you wouldn't be paying attention to, like 99-cent or 80-cent or something like that, and it was, like I said, I didn't know for like a couple of weeks, but it didn't take me that long because it was like $30 at the end of the day. It didn't take that long for me to get my money back from Sony, you know what I mean, that time. But it happened again, you know what I mean, at the launch of the PS4 Pro. That's why I said, fuck that, brother. You on your own. I'm not leaving, you know what I mean? Somebody bought a goddamn FIFA game. Like, what the fuck is up with this FIFA? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is your passcode? 1, 2, 3, 4? Like, how the fuck they keep back in the goddamn account? You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know what's up with Sony.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, like, asshole, what the fuck's your tic-tac-toe? Swallow my toe? Like, what kind of toe you got, bro? You know what I mean? But yeah, that in itself is crazy. I don't see why. I know why, because gamers are kind of quiet about it. Gamers have this, well, that's him, it's not me. Like, nah, that's just a bad. Fuck these. We the consumer. The consumer's always right, man. Like, it should be a big public outcry about that. Like,
they'll fuck around and charge you for fucking some JRPG. You just fucking say, oh well, I was gonna buy it anyway. I think it's okay.
He said, but I ain't pop fucking One Piece blood. Chinese spirit. Let me show you, man. Like,
actually, the game's not that bad.
He said Chinese spare ribs. Let me show you, man. Like, I ain't bought a drop shit. But no, that's horrible though, man. Did the guy Dank, what's his name? Dank 8000, did he get his account back? Dank?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure he did.
Sorry, what'd you say? Sorry, I missed that.
Did he get his account back? The nigga Dank
8000? So he got his account back, but I don't think he got his money back. He had to pay.
He paid him $145?
He had to pay $145 in order to get his account back. He had to buy it in PSN because they rated his account in debt, and they said that was the only way he could get his account back if he paid that money.
What monkey shit is that?
Yeah, no, hell no.
Well, can you imagine if that were Microsoft?
That's what happened to the other guy too. He had to pay to get his account back too. Just when the story went viral, then Sony said, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll give you. Oh, we don't know how that happened. Here's your money back, buddy."
Like if that was me. You put a camera in my room, you'd see that PlayStation 4 fly out the fucking window.
Yeah,
I'll be done.
Could you imagine if Microsoft did this and fuck people over like that?
Oh man, they'd be trying to snipe Phil, bro.
Oh yeah.
I will say and this is not the first time that it happens. Okay, say the first time, the second time. The one went pretty viral, like it was all over the place. You would think that they would delete that from their practices, but no, they fucking still do that shit. And Sony is hurting. Okay, some of the products are good, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But as a company, man, they don't care about the consumer. They just gouge. Like, for instance, the fucking move sticks. If you want those 2 move sticks, you're paying $100 for those move sticks. Yet when those move sticks initially came out, they were like, what, fucking $40? Or you can get them used for like $10 a piece.
And before the Pro was even announced, those move sticks were much lower priced at market too, weren't they?
Yeah, they're still the used ones are still pretty cheap. So there's no reason for that bundle to be sold. They didn't do anything different to it. It has the original type of charging port, and then it has like the new micro USB one. It has both of them on it. They didn't change anything to it.
Hey, shout out to Ray, man. He said Sony's gonna start charging you to boot up the console.
Like they raised their fucking shitty PSN service. They haven't improved it. Yet they raised it by a good percentage. Like for what?
You know what? I think Sony and listen. I ain't nobody's racist. I ain't nobody. I'm not biased. So if and I'm just saying, it may not sound politically correct. Just follow me here. I think Sony, they're a new breed, a new race of people. They're like the Jap Jew or something. Them motherfuckers are cheap. I remember motherfuckers say she took the stage. Check it out, right? Yo, she took the stage. And remember they had the donation for fucking
Shenmue?
This motherfucker donated $29.
He brought him on stage, man. He was like,
of the PlayStation division donated $29.
Shenmue?
Yeah, hey, when he shook his hand,
everywhere I go, people ask me about Shenmue. Let me show you, man.
When he shook his hand, he slid him like $5, bro. He was like, "Hey, man, I got you."
Everywhere I go, people ask me about Shenmue 3.
And Sony's not helping me.
Motherfucker made a donation of $29.
That's fucking crazy.
Big face motherfucker. Slap him right in that big ass face. Slap. $29.
What E3 was that whole Shenmue thing?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Not
Where the fuck is that game at?
That was around 20. That was around 2014.
Yeah,
that shit was funny there, bro. That was a classic.
Because I remember playing AW when that story came out, and I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, matter of fact, he's still working at Sony headquarters, mopping up them damn floors, man, just to get the game out there.
Yeah, that was some wild shit there, man. Shout out to my man Bam in the comment section, but that was some wild shit. $29. They drunk his drunk ass on the stage. And who the fuck is this guy?
No, I think back then Sony were selling buildings and shit back then to keep the lights on. Remember?
Yeah. I'm just saying, but that was rough there, bro. That motherfucker donated.
You know what?
$9.
What's crazy is Shenmue. I mean, a lot of people praised that game. I know I did when I had my Dreamcast, and then it came out for the Xbox.
Cool. I mean, don't get me
wrong.
Here's
$29. Get yourself some Netflix.
Sony would back a game like No Man's Sky, but you won't fund a game like Shenmue 3.
That has legs, man.
But I think what it is, though, is historically the sales of Shenmue, even though it's an iconic, revered franchise, sold like shit. You know, that
people didn't support it back then, but now that it's on PS4 only, I don't know. People love it. I don't know why.
It was on the It was on the Sega Saturn and then in the Dreamcast, and it's like an iconic. It was the first game of its kind. You know what I mean? And
I think it was a launch title for the Dreamcast, actually.
It didn't sell well, and I don't think it really did much numbers on the.
Hey, at least Crackdown. There's people talking about Crackdown. At least Crackdown was funded by Microsoft. The $1 billion company, not you. They didn't ask any money from you up front to make the game. And two, it's using experimental cloud compute technology that we've already seen in action. So if there's any game that ever had an excuse for a delay, it's a pioneering game like Crackdown 3. Somebody asking where's Crackdown 3.
And need Phil Spencer to donate at least $1.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3 is Scorpio, man. They probably said, you know what, we're much better off releasing this on the more capable hardware with the cloud enabled. It's gonna be some crazy shit. I know for sure. That's their baby right there, man. That's some next gen shit right there. Literally.
Crackdown?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit, man.
We'll see. I don't know. I feel like they don't need more local power to do what they're claiming with that device. I feel like
but with the Scorpio's power, with their 6 teraflops and the high bandwidth and the rumored Zen CPU, and now if they could couple that with the cloud, man.
But with the cloud, they don't need to do that. They've already shown it. They've already shown it running on Xbox with the cloud compute enabled.
Yeah,
and that was pretty relatively stable footage we saw.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but with more local power and the cloud, they would get better results.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, hold up. Jason Hernandez said TV needs a fat bitch to sit on his chest.
hey, sir, I'll tell you what. I'll give you $10 if you can convince me a girl is more important than my controller, man. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
Oh man, dude, a girl should always be more controlled, man. Oh my god.
I'll get $10, sir, if you can convince me otherwise, but it's not gonna happen.
Chinese spinach, but let me show you, man.
Somebody asked, "Hey D, are you picking up a PS4 Pro?"
Yes, I am. I have one ordered. I'm gonna have it Thursday. I'll have a review up for it. And the reason why I'm not getting it for really the 4K functionality, because I got an Xbox One S for my 4K HDR needs and my movie needs. I'm getting it really for my PSVR, for the higher graphic fidelity and better AA and overall image quality I'll get from the PS4 Pro for it. So.
Yeah, I see.
And then you plan on selling that bitch when Scorpio hits, right?
Yeah, and then once Scorpio hits, yeah, I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah, I seen your video, your pictures on Instagram. You was playing the VR with your shirt off, talking to your cousins in Africa, D. I seen he said, "Let me show you, man." But no, I'm gonna get the PSVR. I still haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna wait until that phone kind of steep. I'm a man of very little means, so I'm gonna wait till a price drop. You know what I mean? I don't want to get put out in my 4K mansion, so I'm gonna wait. Like I said, that $500, I can't do it, man. That's more.
Hey, that's something else we didn't talk on real quick. YouTube did launch HDR video.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, dude. That's your what's going on with the HDR YouTube?
Yeah. So starting today, if you have an HDR capable device and you're able to capture it, you're able to stream it onto YouTube. And if you have any raw 4K HDR video footage, you can upload it to YouTube, and it'll be displayed in HDR. So this is the first time that they're supporting 4K and HDR together.
So what you mean? You need like a L. What do you mean? Capture?
So your PS4 Pro, if you'll be able to stream HDR to YouTube. And if I'm at home,
the streaming app.
Yeah. So now if I'm at home and I'm on my HDR television, I can pull up the YouTube app and I can watch it in HDR, and I can get all of that. Yeah,
I will give Sony that. I like the fact that you can stream straight to YouTube. Like, I think that's dope. I don't know what's up with Microsoft with this Beam shit, but yeah, I think that's dope. You know what I mean? I think that's ill. Live stream straight to YouTube or whatever the case may be.
Sales prediction for the last possum, man.
That's gonna flop.
Man.
It's gonna flop.
Everyone who heard about it when it first was announced already fucking died.
It's gonna flop. That game. First of all, I don't know. It's these hardcore Sony JRPG guys that want that shit.
It's not really an RPG. I don't think.
I know, but I'm saying it's like that type of crowd that wants that, right?
All they gotta do. You know how to make that game sell really good, man? Is you have a DLC pack for a Terminix suit. You know what I mean? That'll really push that game, bro. If you could be an exterminator, that'd be cool. That
type of game style, I think, has sailed. It's taken so long for that game to come out. We've moved on. We want a lot more complex games than that.
Well, they constantly
if it's $30, sure, but a full price game should not.
God of War was fucking just a up-res and same frame rate, and no texture difference or anything. It was like, what was it? 40,
Wait, is it going to be running better on the Pro? It's going to be running at 60, 45?
Yeah, it has a Pro mode. We don't know. Well, like a lot of the games that are on the Pro, we don't actually know what modes they support and what benefits we'll get. It's like a crapshoot, but it does have a PS4 Pro mode.
Someone just put 8.4 T-flops equals 1440p. I don't know if that's sarcasm or not, but we already got 8.4 T-flops, and trust me, you're getting much higher than that with 8 T-flops.
Yeah,
you think we'll see a VR price drop this holiday?
No, because it's selling.
Okay.
It's selling, and they're getting what they want. So now they've kind of dried up the bundles. Mm-hmm. And now you can find the standalone unit, but they want you to buy the standalone unit with the Move dildos, and the camera, because they make more money that way. It's more expensive to get it separately than it is to get in the bundle, right? So you're going to be seeing it like that.
That damn camera, they didn't change anything about it spec-wise, did they?
No, it's just cosmetically.
So you go out and buy it hoping they did.
Yeah, no, they didn't change anything about it. It's the shape.
It's more circular.
And now it looks more like a dildo.
Yeah, no, it works. It works exactly. And the Move sticks, they're exactly the same, minus a charging port.
If I go on Amazon or eBay and buy them Move sticks for like 30 cents, it'll work.
It still work. That's what I did. So I wasn't trying. This is how I did it. I wasn't trying to spend so much money on this. Mm-hmm. So I had a PS Vita, was sitting. I said, you know what? I know guys would go crazy for this, and the memory cards. I sold it, got some guap. I picked up my headset. I got the little Move sticks for like $10 a piece. I used my I used my EB card, and I got like a discount more. I think I walked out the door with $20 for it. I got a camera. I got the used camera for like $35.
Did it still have the juices on it and shit? Wipe that shit off?
Well, nobody ever used their camera, so it was pretty much new.
Yeah, I gotta
What do
take
you
my
use?
camera
What do you use a PS4 camera for? It's like 720p. It's garbage compared to the Xbox One.
I just use it when I stream and pop shit. I bought one. I'm the type of dude that buy every gadget when the console come out. When I bought the new camera the other day, I thought it was going to be in 1080p. It was just a different. I paid $60 for
It's
that.
circular.
It's a different
$60.
shape. This
That shit
Lewis,
going back.
Lewis Tiger. Phil Spencer died.
I gotta ask a question.
Phil Spencer died. You gotta get away.
When you watch people play VR on YouTube, I'm not trying to be funny or disrespect anybody, but that shit's hard to watch. It look like they fucking have who's playing it look like they have Parkinson's. All that shaking and shit. That shit bothers me.
I know. I just want to try it, man.
What do you mean the Parkinson's? I'm
like, you know how
say
if you're playing a game that has a gun, like you be shaking, you know what I mean? Like it just looks weird. Like when you hold the gun because it's trying to read your hands.
Yeah, that's user error. And I think Sony's actually tried to correct this in some of their blog posts. Your camera needs to be high. These guys have their camera like
low
on the bottom of the TV there, so it can't read everything, so it spazzes out. If you have I have it right beside my Kinect camera. If you have it on top of your TV, right. I've never experienced that spaz out once.
So that's just the camera reading. Okay, I get
yeah.
you.
So like when I put my arms, like it's like, dude, I'd be looking at it and I'd be like turning my arms. I'd be like, holy shit, man! Like this is for these stupid sticks. It's pretty accurate because I've played the other ones, and yes, they're more accurate, but when I'm playing this, I don't feel like it's out of sync.
The last wood rat.
Last Guardian delayed until 2080.
Man, motherfucking D got a Jerry curl and shit. You put
the Last Guardian, man. That kid running around looking like he looking for his clothes.
Like Ice Cube Dave was a good day. But no.
They run around looking with bed sheets on and shit. That's crazy.
No, I can't lie. Like last night, I'll be honest with you. I downloaded the Call of Duty free VR mission, and it fucking blew my mind, man.
Seriously?
Yeah, man. I've been gaming for a long time. I can't remember the last time I was like blown away. I was like, yo, this is lit. This is the shit. Like I like at one point when the ship was turning, I was like, holy shit! I feel like I was moving like no gravity. I was like, shit! I couldn't believe it.
When you got it for breakfast, you did a fucking ninjutsu flip roll inside the shorts.
Yeah, those space missions were the shit, like in regular. So I can imagine what it felt like in VR.
Yeah, and the graphics were actually really good, man. The graphics look like a PS4 game. Like,
so what is the VR mission? Explain a little bit.
So like, I guess like you're out in space, you got to shoot some of the debris and you got to clear up the area because I guess they just had like a big battle and they shoot you out and then all of a sudden you're getting attacked and you got to fight them all off and it's like intense, man.
Oh, okay, good. So you are killing people. You're not just killing.
Yeah, no. That's how it starts off, right?
Oh,
okay. And then you get invaded and like you're in the cockpit and like you're looking around and like you're in the motherfucking cockpit, man. You're looking around like I'm like trying to grab stuff. I'm like, damn, like it's hard. It's like it's almost like HDR where you have to like see it to understand it. Right. VR, you gotta like, I don't know. Once you try it, and if you got VR legs where you're not gonna get motion sickness, it is so dope, honestly.
Oh man. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a man. You mad or not? Says the question is why are they misleading people with 1440p and saying it's 4K, the clickbait title, and no one noticing?
Because it's the Sony way, man.
Yeah, if you look on their boxes too, on like Battlefield 4, Star Wars Battle, all of that on the boxes say 1080p. And people were actually arguing with me about what resolution certain games were. I thought everyone knew this, but the boxes still say it's 1080, and the game's clearly not 1080. They do that. They do it all the time.
Yeah. They just lie a lot, and like they're trying to get people not to jump to Scorpio because they know it's a more capable system. So they're trying to spin it any way they can. Listen, 8.4 teraflops, we're capable of doing that. Comes out the other day and says, oh, if you're going to do true 4K, you need 8 teraflops of performance, which Scorpio doesn't have. And then now you're finding out that their games are like 1440p, upscaled, or checkerboard 1800p.
Same fucking graphics.
Or the they got the sports games, which aren't demanding. They're not using any extra textures. And the games that are running in 4K that they got running, they're not with extra graphic fidelity. It's just just a higher resolution.
He said D is the black guy on VR Troopers no one's ever seen. Shout out to VR.
Listen, I will say this. I am excited though for the Pro. I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash. I mean, listen, it looked good when I was playing.
Hey, you bought yours already, right?
Hey, huh?
You already got yours, right?
I got mine on layaway. Yeah.
You're just gonna end up saying the same shit we've all already said. The game's gonna look great, you know.
Yeah,
they are gonna look good. They are gonna look good.
Person that has a $12,000 PC, I'm cool. You know, right. I'm cool. Like, I'm a console dude. It looked good to me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't care for Call of Duty. That looked great. I don't, I'm not, I'm not big on shooters.
Next gen will be the only nigga that's gonna pop in. You the only nigga that's gonna pop in. Here's a war on the PS4 Pro.
I'm excited to see what Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
I will say this in person. To what I saw, like the videos that we see on YouTube and all stuff, it looked much better in person. I will say that.
Yeah, because YouTube ain't gonna do no dumb shit, man. You gotta see it.
So
I'm excited. I'm excited for it too for my VR because I did see some video footage. Digital Foundry confirmed that it's going to be better, and I saw some footage where it has like much better aliasing, much better textures and details, and it's just a much sharper image for VR with the PS4 Pro. So that has me excited. Yeah. And also too, I want to take my PS4 Pro after it's doing its little checkerboard method and then stick it into my Xbox One S. Let it do some more upscaling and then play it on my Xbox One.
Dude, D, you know the video we just did on my channel? I was looking at the channel or the comments, and people are very informative, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for all the support, guys. But real quick, this is just one example of how misinformed people are. And it's everywhere. And we get it all the time. That's why we come off a bit more aggressive than we should sometimes. But this guy says, he says, you're talking all that shit about the Pro, which, by the way, I guess he didn't watch the whole video because we didn't. We went over the positives as well. But he says, you do know that 4K player inside the Scorpio is owned by Sony, right?
Oh, my God. Wow.
What he says owned by Sony?
The 4K player.
4K player. Oh my God! Sony was one of over 10 companies that helped to invest in Blu-ray technology to develop it and make it what it is. They do not own Blu-ray. They never even came close to owning Blu-ray. They put it out there on the console.
Microsoft's what's a whole bunch TDX and so what Sony did was, in all fairness, they was the first person to patent a Blu-ray player, but they don't own the technology of Bluray.
No, they don't. They don't at all.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. People are still stuck in 2006. This is where this argument came from.
That's when it should start getting spooky. That's when it should start getting spooky, man. But other than that, but we got anything else to add to this show?
You guys know that the Mass Effect trilogy is now backwards compatible, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, right?
1, 2, and 3. Yep.
Man, they need to remaster that. That's what they need to do. Yeah,
it's free if you have EA access, right?
I just put my Mass Effect 2 disc because I can't find my Mass Effect 3. I think it got lost in my 360 purge in 2010.
Those games really do need to be remastered. Some of the best games ever made. They should really be remastered.
I thought they was gonna. I have them though. But I thought if you had EA access, they was in there digitally for free or something though. Or did I just overread?
They're in the vault. I think they're in the vault. If that's what you're saying, I think they're.
Yeah. EA access. They are on EA access. Okay. Yeah.
What? They're in the vault right now?
I think so.
Yeah, they're there. It's on the PC too.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't be with to play them old games. They be looking like eyesores, man.
As good as Mass Effect 1, as good as Mass Effect 1 is, boot that bitch up and tell me you aren't like, oh.
I don't like. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care for Mass Effect 1. It was too slow. Mass Effect 2, I ran through, knocked that shit out. Mass Effect 3, I did all that fighting, was pissed off, and still died at the end. Like it was here to kill the Earth. I was pissed off.
What color did you die in? Blue, green?
But yeah, I got to the end. Did all like going up the hill, like the black guy was there and shit, and still died. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, man, people, gamers actually, complained and was boycotting about the end of Mass Effect 3. They had to change that shit, man. I didn't play that.
That was nuts. It was like a 16 gigabyte patch or some shit, man.
I didn't play the new ending, but I know because you did all that fighting and shit, and still you died a horrible death. It was like, yo, you could what are called the Reapers? What are called the Reapers?
The Rapers, yeah.
The Rapers.
All them lockjaws.
Yes, all the block, Joe. Well, I guess, like I said,
we are going to set up a PayPal account.
Whoa.
T Ripper. We got to do, man. T Ripper.
Who's booty?
I already have a PayPal account.
Okay, well, post that shit up in the description so people start donating for them hookers, man. We're gonna get you some hookers by the end of the year. We're gonna get
man. I drop a 20 in there.
yeah, for sure, man. We're gonna do it.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
This nigga T Reaper gonna pawn all those Xboxes. Watch. I have seen the light.
Man. No, good luck, man. I like my controller. My controller is my friend, man.
We still alive, bro. Stop talking like that. We still alive.
Hey,
my controller is my friend.
Hey, yo, Jason Hernandez said Z bought his VR from Woolworths. Hey, you remember Woolworths? Yeah, bro. Let me find out you're like 46 years old, Jason Hernandez. with his socks up to his knees.
I'm about to get that nigga. I'm gonna get a TV for a flashlight, man.
Yeah, come on. All right, let's move along. Holy shit!
Sorry, man. Oh my
God. All right, but listen, thank you guys for rocking out with
Jeez,
Xbox Ceasefire Podcast. It's been great. Thank you guys for joining to spread the word. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, on the massive giveaway. I'm gonna stop sleeping with somebody's grandmother. I promise. Psych. But then we'll get you guys next Monday. We out of here. Equals T Reaper. Yeah. Dude.